What's going on? This is But I'm Not Wasted. I am your host, Zach Wolf. This is the podcast for lovers and makers of music. Let's go. What's up, buddy?
All right, baby girl, let's get it going.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Hey, it's called I Let You Down. It's for you, Bree. Let's go.
Tell me why, tell me, baby, do you wanna stay? 'Cause it's cold outside since I fell in love with you. Tell me why, tell me, baby, do you wanna know? 'Cause it's been 4 hours since I fell out of love with you. So give me a sign, 'cause I messed this up so good, so good. Give me a time, I won't hurt you like you would.
I did, though.
You make me go, I wanna stay. You got me busted up for no reason. Take it, so I need the pain. You are the realest girl I believe in, ay. I let you down, ay. I let you down, ay. Be my one, be my only is what I wanna say. But you know I can't since I fell out of love with you. Be my one, be my only is I wanna stay. But you know I can't since I'm not in love with you, ay. Give me a sign, 'cause I messed this up so good, so good, so good. Give me a time, I won't hurt you like you would. Oh, 1, 2, 3. You make me go, I wanna stay. You got me busted up for no reason. Take it, so I need the pain. You are the realest girl I believe in, ay. I let you down, ay. I let you down. Some guy brand, everybody, let's go. You make me go, I wanna stay. You got me busted up for no reason. Take it, so I need the pain. Are the realest girl I believe in. The realest girl I believe in. 1, 2, 3. You make me go, I wanna stay. You got me busted up for no reason. Take it, so I need the pain. You are the realest girl I believe in, yeah. I let you down, ay. I let you down, ay. Ooh.
Yo, baby Jordan, can I get my guitar a little bit more?
What is going on? But I'm Not Wasted, people. So that was me performing my song, I Let You Down. One of my tracks. It's out on Spotify right now. You can check it out. Live performance. That was actually my first live performance in over like 4.5 years. That was like a month ago. The guitarist in that video is my friend, Some Guy Brand. He's an amazing guitarist, songwriter, artist himself. But yeah, that was I Let You Down. So thanks for listening. For this week's episode, it's going to be pretty non-traditional. I was on the go. I was out of town this last week. I was in Oregon visiting my family, actually getting my cat, who you might be able to see in the background right now. This is not planned. But I was flying home to get Mr. Carson, my little kitty. And because of that, actually on the way back, my flight got delayed. So I didn't get back home to Southern California until today. I was supposed to get home yesterday. So I wasn't able to film the episode that I planned. So I literally filmed it outside, walking at a park outside my friend's house. There's wind in the background. There's dogs barking. It's not super clean. I tried to EQ and compress it to edit the audio to get most of the wind background noise out, but it's still there a little bit. So I appreciate you guys, bearing with the shitty audio this week for the episode, but hope you enjoy. Peace. Hey, welcome to Jews Gone Bible. Woo woo. Just kidding. Well, I am a Jew and I do read the Bible, so I guess I am a Jew Gone Bible. But yeah, welcome to But I'm Not Wasted this week. This week is a little unique. Well, long story, but I've been visiting family in Oregon, which is where I'm from originally. For those of you guys that follow this and follow me, you know that I live in Southern California, but I'm from Oregon, and I was home for the weekend visiting some family and friends, and my flight got delayed. Tonight I had a connecting flight coming from Portland to like Seattle, then Seattle to San Diego, which honestly doesn't really make sense because it's like up and then down. But for whatever reason, the connecting flight, the first flight got delayed, so I wouldn't make my second connection to San Diego because I live in North County, San Diego, between LA and San Diego. But anyways, so I'm here. I'm in Oregon still. It wasn't the plan, but it's green and it's really beautiful and it's actually sunny, which isn't always the case, so that's kind of nice. And that leads me, well, no, backtrack. I was going to film this episode with another artist because I've been talking to a lot of artists, as you guys know, and producers and songwriters, and kind of talking about their process. And, but my flights, I'm coming back a day late, so I had to cancel all my meetings for tomorrow. I had to like push some stuff around. So this is a little bit of an improv episode, but I was thinking about it. At first, honestly, I was pretty discouraged, just to be real, because I was like, damn it, like I hate when my schedule gets moved around. Everything's just kind of like messed with. I felt pretty discouraged because I was like, you know, I had a lot that I need to get done this week. I have a lot going on right now in terms of like music that I'm trying to get out for my own music, also the artists that I'm producing. And being pushed back and delayed is kind of a big deal. So at first, honestly, pretty stressed out, pretty overwhelmed. I was like, man, this sucks. What am I going to do? And I had this moment. I, you know, took some time to pray to like kind of recenter myself. I was like, all right, God, tell me just chill. And then in that, I, just kind of had this moment of like, damn, like this is an opportunity, you know, like even though it's not what I planned, like I'm here for an extra day. It can be used for good, you know, like there's this verse in the Bible that says, all things work together for the good of those who love God are called according to his purpose. So it's like, even if, you know, sometimes even if your plan isn't, it's not what you planned, like life doesn't always go as we planned, like it can still be something, like good can still come out of it, you know, even if you don't believe in God or in Jesus, like those are still things that are true. You can still take the negative of a life situation and turn it for good. So anyways, that's what this episode is. And I decided to make this episode kind of about that, like kind of about, you know, just the reality that like things don't always go as planned, you know, I mean, so that's kind of the subtext of this episode. I'm going to name it something like when things don't go as planned or when plans fall apart or something like that. Because really I was supposed to be like back in SoCal tonight, going to grind tomorrow, finish my track, finish some stuff for some of my artists, film this week's episode with another artist, hopefully. And I think me and Forsyth were possibly going to do part 2. But now I'm here. I'm in Oregon and I'm walking around a park. So yeah, but like, you know, with that, like sometimes things don't go as planned. Like, that's kind of what I want to make this episode about, is just like, what do you do when plans fall apart? Like, how do you handle it? You know, like, are your life circumstances defining you, or are you defining your life circumstances? Like, are you defining your response to things, or are you just reacting to everything? I remember a few years back, I had some conversation with some guys in my life that are, you know, kind of guys that I have a really consistent friendship with, where we kind of build each other up and we talk about real shit, and you know, we talk about kind of all the hard things of life. We were talking about that, the difference between like they're like my boys, like the difference between reacting and responding. And reacting is when life happens to you and you kind of just freak out. And then responding is where life happens to you. You take a breath, you take a sec, and then you actively choose, okay, this isn't going to define me. I'm going to choose how I respond to the situation, right? I'm going to choose how I actually let this like affect me or not. So yeah, like thankfully that's what I did today. That's definitely not what I've always done, but I think I've worked up pretty good habits of doing that over the last few years. So yeah, I started to get all kind of in my thoughts and a little overwhelmed because I was like, man, my plans are all gone. But then I was like, all right, this is an opportunity, you know, and maybe someone needs to hear this message of like, you know, what are you going to do when your plans fall apart? And that kind of brings me to, you know, even more tying that back to work in the music industry, right? As an artist, or maybe a songwriter or a producer, or maybe you're acting in film, like that side of things. like, what do you do when life falls apart? Like when your plans don't go as you planned, right? And especially in entertainment, that happens so freaking much, you know. Like I know my own career, I've been signed 2 times to some huge people, and neither of those situations really worked how I would like have wanted them to work out, you know. And what started as a pretty negative situation about 4.5 years ago turned into me then producing for other artists, which is something I never really would have thought of doing as like a full-time job, but I was able to do that, you know, where like, not that I planned that, but that's kind of what happened, where I was signed in LA, things didn't really work out. I walked away from some things, some relationships changed and ended in a way, and I was pretty devastated for a while, to be honest, because I was like, damn, that's like what I had going on for me. That's what I feel like I was supposed to do. But then out of that, I ended up producing this one artist, and she was on The Voice, and then that opened up doors for me to produce other artists who were on like maybe similar level or just like connected to her audience, and then that opened up other doors and other doors and other doors. And so it's like, and then I was producing full time, you know, even though that wasn't like my plan. So yeah, like what do you do when life falls apart and like when the plans don't work out how you would like them to work out? I'm rambling a little bit for this, but I think it's kind of a good just kind of like thought process to think through is, you know, I think what do you do? Like first thing I would say is like slow down. Like when life falls apart, like when the plans don't go as you would like, when the door shuts, slow down and be like, okay, process it. That sucks, you know, like I want to be home tonight, you know what I mean? Like, although I love my friends and family here, like I had stuff I needed to get done. And so that part of me, like the part of my brain that's really productive and wants to work and wants to be efficient. And I love schedules. I love things that are orderly. I love like control. Not that that's always a good thing, but I do. And when things don't work out, I think I am like, okay, I felt like stress going up. And so I had to like take a few minutes, like a 20-minute break and just kind of process it and be like, damn, all right, I'm not going to be home tonight. Like that. Yeah, that sucks. But, and then the second thing I would say is like, one, like slow down, recognize that like the shut door or the plans falling apart is like kind of crappy. But then the second thing is like, all right, reevaluate. Something Dr. Caroline Leaf says. She's a neuroscientist who I've followed for like the last 70 years. Like she's amazing, helped me a ton with like mental, emotional health stuff. She says reconceptualize. That's a term I think she's come up with, or at least she uses all the time, where you reconceptualize a problem and you're like, okay, what are the possible like positives of this, you know? And that sounds like self-helpy BS, but it's actually legit. It's actually like changes your brain on a chemical level. There's this thing, I'm totally gonna probably butcher this, but she says there's this thing called it's like a quantum physics term. I'm trying to remember, actually don't remember the term right now because this is all on the fly, but basically what it is there's a decision point where life happens to you, and you can either choose to react negatively, and it sends something like 10,000 neurophysiological reactions into your body with like negative chemical releases and negative body response, and actually causes brain damage. Or if you choose to react positively, where you see it as an opportunity, reacting positively to stress, your brain can actually like grow from that, and you can actually get healthier. So anyways, so the first thing you do when the door is shut and life falls apart is like slow down, process it, recognize that it's real pain. But then 2, you know, reconceptualize it and be like, but what are the opportunities now? And honestly, like opportunities, it's like, for me, I wasn't planning on being here an extra day, but I'm staying with some of my best friends. Their names are Andoni and Lorna. There's some of my best friends, and their kids are amazing. Their kids are like family to me, and I get to hang out with them for a few more hours, right? I get to see them for more than I was planning on, and it kind of caused me to slow down today and be like, oh, dang, like, I miss them. I love them. They're a huge part of my life. You know, I don't live on a day-to-day basis with them anymore because I live in Southern California again. And so recognizing like, oh, I get more time with them. Like, that's amazing. Like, that's a total gift in disguise, you know? And then at the same time, you know, like I get to see my mom again tonight. I get to see my siblings possibly again. Like, there's going to be more people that I get to see. And even if like the go part of me was like just wanting to get work done and wanting to get home and, you know, grind out this podcast and grind out some tracks and stuff, it's like, well, I get more time with family, you know, and that's more important than anything else. So yeah, like, you know, recognizing that when things don't work out, it is hard, but then 2, like reconceptualizing that, reviewing that in a different way and being like, all right, like didn't work out how I wanted.
But what are the alternatives? Like, what's the positive that's going to come out of this? You know, like, I get one more night in Oregon. You know, when's the next time I'm going to be here? I don't know. I have a busy next few months. I have a busy next season. I don't know when I'm going to get back here and see family. So yeah, just stay grateful. And if, you know, obviously this is like personal stuff, but I really do think it applies to work as an artist and as a musician and in the entertainment industry. Like I said, right, like things are always changing. It's such a crazy industry. It's so up and down. Like, you know, things like you go like so many different directions, you know, like I never thought I'd be doing what I'm doing today. And if you would have told me like 8 years ago, like, man, I would have, you know, at 31 years old, I would have had, you know, national radio play for my music, played on some of the most, you know, sought after stages in LA, been signed to some of the biggest names in the music industry, produced artists off The Voice and American Idol and, you know, The Bachelor's Listen to Your Heart. Like if I would have told myself, past self, I would have been doing all the things I'm doing, I would have been like, no way. But if I also would have told myself the path that it took to get here, I also would have been like, damn, that's a pretty hard path. Like there's been so many up and downs and so many disappointments and so many open doors and closed doors. So yeah, just want to say, yeah, I guess in conclusion, I'm kind of like, how the fuck do I wrap this up? But, you know, really in conclusion, like, what do you do? Maybe just ask yourself that question. Like, what do I do when doors close? Like, how disappointed do I get when the light stays red for longer than I want it to be? Like, how angry do I get when things don't work out my way? And like, what other possibilities are you missing because you're not focusing on the things that are right in front of you instead of the things you think need to be right in front of you, right? Like, that's a big thing, right? Like, always fantasizing about what should be in front of you instead of versus like, man, what's in front of me? It's important to have vision. It's important to be moving forward, but also, yeah, just be grateful where you are and recognize that every closed door has an open window on the other side of it. So, all right, this is But I'm Not Wasted. My name is Zach Wolf, your host. Thanks so much for listening. And if you like this episode, like and subscribe. Please share this episode. This one's a bit shorter, a little bit more bite-sized. Kind of want to make it kind of brief so you guys could, like, you know, share it a little bit easier. So appreciate you following, appreciate you standing up for what I'm doing. Zach Wolf Music is my Instagram. But I'm not wasted. See you next week.
Hey guys, thanks so much for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe. Like, legit, I want to know your feedback. I want to know if you liked it, if you didn't like it, talk about different things, whatever you want. Just, yeah, send me messages, DM me on Instagram, Zach Wolf Music. Share this everywhere across your social media that helps us grow. And yeah, stay tuned for next week. Let's go.